Inside the home of Ira Hadnot
Automatically get up 1 o'clock.
are reminders
Go and get his showers 2 o'clock.
of the time she has
Come out, put on my clothes, it's 3 o'clock.
and how quickly it runs out. Her life is dictated by routine
A lot of medication, a lot of doctor's appointments.
because that routine, for now,
I've memorized the colors, I can't pronounce the names.
keeps her alive. If Ira's days are rigid and structured,
This was its own room.
Gina McKelly's are anything but.
Locks break, we take care of that. One of my upcoming projects is to put a new epoxy floor in here. Light bulbs, we're always changing light bulbs.
She's the facilities manager for the Wisconsin Humane Society.
Do you have children or?
No, I have cats.
Every day is different.
We do whatever we can do to make everyone else's jobs easier.
Two strangers leading opposite lives. Ira's routine centers around regular dialysis treatments. She was diagnosed in 2014 with end-stage renal disease. The machines do what her kidneys cannot, filter toxins out of her body.
You feel tired. Some people may feel very dizzy.
Her sessions last 3.5 hours, 3 days a week, for almost 7 years.
It's an extension of life, not a cure, and they tell you that all the time because anything can go wrong.
On September 24th, 2021, everything did. During another normal treatment, a technician missed Ira's vein and punctured her muscle in 3 different places.
My arm hemorrhaged from here all the way down to my fingertips.
She was in a coma for the better part of 4 weeks. She needed a kidney transplant. She wanted a living donor, not a deceased organ.
Both get the job done. They both will drive you from A to B, but one is probably going to last longer at 5 years or 10 years than the other.
But finding a living donor, that's complicated, especially if you're Black.
She wanted to call the system out for the fact that it was hard for her to make that happen.
Dr. Ajay Sahajpal is Advocate Aurora's Director of Abdominal Transplant. According to a 2020 report in the American Journal of Transplantation, Black and white patients make up a similar percentage on the transplant waiting list. But white patients get 64% of the kidneys from living donors. Black patients, less than 12.
There's a whole bunch of issues at every level where the deck is a little bit stacked one way versus the other. Unintentionally, but built through the process.
It starts with general health. The National Kidney Foundation says Black Americans are 3 times more likely to have kidney failure than their white counterparts.
They have a higher incidence of the drivers of dialysis and transplant, which would be high blood pressure, diabetes.
And that limits the pool of living donors.
If your brother or sister also has diabetes or high blood pressure, they would get screened off as a potential donor.
Ira's brother, Calvin Hadnot, wanted to donate. He could not.
We've just got a history of diabetes that goes back to my great-grandparents.
But the Hadnots had, unknowingly, something most families do not. Calvin's boss at the time, Gina.
I asked him what her blood type was, and he said, "Oh, she already had transfusions. I think she's good to go." And I said, "No, I mean, I'll donate a kidney." And he's like, "What?"
I like to be the donor for Ira, and I'm like, okay. What do you say to that?
I mean, he didn't ask her, we didn't put up a billboard, we didn't go on TV. I mean, she just stepped forward and volunteered, and it was a match.
For Gina, it wasn't as spur of the moment as this all sounds.
I've been wanting to do this for 18 years. Here's the opportunity. Here's helping a friend.
Turn back the clock, and it all starts with a rerun of Law & Order.
And somebody cut out his kidney.
The episode was about someone illegally harvesting organs to jump the transplant line.
I was crying. I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. We all need to donate our kidneys.
Not most people's response to a crime drama, but still.
To save a life it's a small ask, even though it sounds like a big one.
There's really no words for that. That is, blessings are gifts. And that's what that was.
Gina and Ira met in person all of one time
I love you, Kelvin, but I love your sister a little more.
before October 6th, the date Dr. Sahajpal performed their successful surgery.
Probably one of the few times I can remember where an African American was able to, who's been waiting for so long, was able to have a complete stranger come forward.
A month later, back at Ira's house,
Hey, Gina, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great.
it's their first meeting since the operation.
As soon as that kidney went in, no more dialysis. Just gone. The kidney is filtering all the toxins out of my bloodstream.
I would just tell everyone I've got all this extra room in my body for cheeseburgers.
And lunch, too.
Thank you.
This new extended family sitting around a table eating lasagna.
Oh, you're gonna say I'm really part Italian. Great, great. A fringe benefit.
There is no greater gift. There is no than to lay down our lives for our friends. And it makes it even a more powerful gift when you don't even really know who that individual is. I just want to give.
Can I hug you?
Yeah. Welcome. And that's what that was.
Two women, two lives now connected forever. Because Gina gave Ira the gift of time.
I'll be forever grateful that I get to carry on with my life and do a lot of things that I want to do.
It's our personal miracle.
Carl Deffenbaugh, Fox 6 News.